Yes, greetings, people. We're here with the one and only Chino McGregor, okay, the son of the legendary Freddie McGregor, okay. He's brought out some amazing new volumes, so we're going to hear all about it. So, of course, without further ado, please, Chino, introduce yourself. Let the listeners know a little something about you.
We never change for nobody, and we never change for no money. And we not play no games, cause we only put a trust in a hit name. From morning, we are hustle and put we all in. And when we work, we not free, no stalling. From morning, yeah, so we stay, never ever change. Yo, you don't know, Chino representing.
Oi!
Good.
That's right, we kick it off just like that.
Yeah.
So, I always want to start it off. How did your music journey begin? How did it all start for you?
How did my music journey begin? In a nutshell, just being around the music, around my dad, of course. So with that comes early exposure. Um, Being hands-on as a kid, around the studio experience, around the live show experience. The touring experience. Just as a spectator. There's always the genuine love for music, but didn't see myself um, being a professional artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Meaning, everything that come with it. The excitement and performing to thousands of people. That in the back of my mind, that was never my thing. But the genuine love for music inevitably took me on this path. And we were lucky and fortunate enough. We had our own studio at home. So that was, like a school or a college to me. That's where we could get to practice and hone our skills, sharpen our skills. And, started recording from there. And, rest is history.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow. So, with actually spectating and watching your dad, what have you learned from that? Because I can't imagine.
Learning from him, pretty much, as I said, the early insights, the pros and the cons of the industry. What we took from him, first and foremost, is a professional approach, always. And in terms of creating music, also took from him, to try and strive to make long-lasting music.
Yeah.
Music that will stand the test of time, that will live on, for forever.
For real.
Oh yeah, those two, we took those two important things from him and tried to apply it to whatever we do.
For real. And you know what, your dad is definitely a professional, for real. And of course, what's your first single, your first release that you remember from yourself?
The first hit single would be back in '99, a song named Lego the Boy featuring Kip Rich. Big up Kip Rich.
Okay.
That's where,
Yeah.
the whole journey really started. Really and truly. Then fast forward, the next major hit was a track called Red Bull and Guinness.
Yeah.
And that kind of usher in the new wave and, pretty much revolutionized the game, both the song and, the production aspect. So that kind of revolutionized the game, and it's just an uphill climb from there.
For definite, and that's a tune, by the way, if people haven't gone to hear it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
well,
So, I read about a little bit about you. That's what I like to do before we do an interview. And there was somewhere about Amiga Disco.
Oh yeah. So,
tell us about that, man.
So like I said, the early parts, I love music. I just didn't know what role I would play because I didn't see myself, being at the forefront, being a professional artist. So at that time in high school, myself and a few friends, we started the sound system.
Okay.
And I was actually a DJ, one of the DJs.
Okay.
There. And, you know what I mean, that was my comfort zone at the time. And, you know, that kind of assisted and helped with where I am today because, you know, I mean, that early insight that, you know, I mean, help you to learn about crowd control and stuff like that. So that was a great experience,
Yeah,
you know. Yeah.
for real. And of course, Amiga Disco sounds wicked as well. Just the name.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure, for
Definitely.
sure.
So, you know, you also play so many different instruments. How does that assist you as an artist?
Yeah, it's always great to learn at least one instrument. You
Mm,
know, always try and encourage every artist or aspiring artist to try and learn at least one instrument.
yeah.
It helps, especially string instruments, even wind instruments, though. You know, what I mean, it helps um, broaden your melodic vocabulary. You know, what I mean, so it helps a lot with melodies and things like that. And it's a good tool. You know, what I mean, to help with songwriting too. So, you know, my primary instruments of choice is the guitar first and foremost, and, you know, I mean, a little keyboards too. But guitar is my primary instrument.
Do you think it's kind of dying out, sort of, with instrument playing, just because how fast society is on? Do you think it's dying out, or?
That's a good question. I think it might be with the emergence of technology because it's easier now. Whatever instrument you can physically play,
Yeah.
you can bring up that same instrument with the same sound via a software.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean, it encourages, you know what I mean, upcoming musicians not to see the need to want to learn an instrument because it's right there.
Yeah.
But it's all, as I say, it's always a good thing to learn the actual instrument.
Definitely. And of course, I'm a big fan of the guitar. So, you know what? Keep going with that. And there's nothing wrong with a guitar, especially a man or a woman just playing on their own. And if people have heard the Redemption song, then you know how the guitar can be, for real.
True, true, true.
So, tell us about the Big Ship Studio, how that came about.
The Big Ship Studio, I mean, that was started by my dad, of course.
Yeah.
I think that was around 95, 97, thereabout. So that's the home studio, literally to the other side of the house in Jamaica. So, yeah, when he built the studio there, you know, the experience was great because, you know, we observe and we learn, we see all the legends, the icons, the great musicians and artists, producers, so forth, you know what I mean, in work mode. And, you know what I mean, that helped us to learn all of what we know today. You understand? So I always refer to it as a school or a college.
Yeah.
You know, because we observe and we learn and then we apply our theory. You know what I mean? When we decided to go full force professionally as musicians. So yeah, we give thanks for that. Trust me.
Definitely. And of course, people might be listening and wondering about the name Big Ship. Yeah. Is there anything you can tell them about that?
Yeah, well, that stemmed from one of my father's more popular hit songs.
Yeah.
Called Big Ship Sailing on the Ocean. And a song, I believe that song came about in the 80s and it's a huge hit then, and it's still a reggae classic and anthem today.
Yeah.
You understand? So he chose to give his record label that name, Big Ship Music, Big Ship Records, and also the studio, Big Ship Recording Studio. So it's been a movement since, and then us, the younger generation, will add to the you know, the foundation, and, you know, I mean, we usher in, re-emerge the Big Ship movement to the younger generation. You know what I mean? They're hip to that wave as well. So yeah, legacy.
Definitely, for real. And of course, that tune is played in every dance, on every radio station, and especially today, Lovers Rock Day. Definitely.
Yeah, and especially on the reggae cruises too. A lot of cruises, you know what I mean, that's like a staple, a go-to song we have to play.
For real, definitely. And of course, you know, I want to talk to you about, there seems to be a big controversy, a big massive thing going on at the minute about the authenticity of Rasta. And, kind of, is the new generation swaying away from the authenticity? What's your thoughts about it?
Is the new generation swaying away?
Yeah.
I'm on the fence with that.
Okay.
I'm kind of on the fence because, you have enough of the youths where, them subscribe to, the Rasta Fit and movement, and they're doing their thing, and them send a message however them can. But at the same, on the flip side of the coin, you have to understand that, like I said, they're youths, so them still have youth in favor. You understand? And a lot of people kind of have this misconception that, okay, because you're a Rasta, you're not supposed to do X, Y, and Z, like you're not supposed to, you're supposed to dress a certain way, you're supposed to this, like you can still be youthful, you can still be fun, you can still be hip, while still maintaining the order.
Yeah.
You understand? While perfectly playing the balance act.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think a lot of the youths them get unfair judgment too. You understand? And of course you have people, you have bad apples, of course, where them definitely does, go left field. Yeah.
For real. And of course we have, I think I asked you, I don't know if you remember, but you did like a question and answer session a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked you, it was me, by the way, that asked you about fusion of music and the importance of it. And does it kind of, take away from the actual genre itself? So if you have reggae and if you fuse it with, say, hip hop, does it take it away from reggae and hip hop? What's your thoughts about it?
No, it doesn't. As long as the foundation is there, it doesn't take away. So we keep the foundation reggae, dancehall, and then we sprinkle, a little bit of fusions from other genres. So we make it more appealing to people outside of Jamaica or outside of our genre. You understand? And that chemistry and that formula has proven to work for different genres. So for reggae, that formula has proven to work for people like Bob Marley, who's the greatest reggae artist. You understand? You keep the foundation reggae. You understand? But you hear fusions are, inspirations from different genres like rock or American R&B, or you'll hear country, you'll hear jazz, but the foundation is still reggae. You have other people from other genres who do the same thing. Hip hop do the same thing. Keep the foundation hip hop, but they fuse it with other things. R&B do the same thing. So nothing is wrong with fusing. Nothing is wrong with experimenting. That's the beauty of music. I don't believe in being placed in a box. But just keep the foundation, what it should be, and everything else, no problem.
For real, definitely. And of course, you're very close with Dennis Brown as a family.
Yeah.
Tell us something about that, because, as you already know, everybody who loves reggae will know about Dennis Brown, but we only really see the artist. We don't know him as a man or as a dad and so on. So what would you like to share about him?
Honestly, he's one of the nicest person. I don't want it to sound too cliche, or
Yeah.
But he's literally one of the nicest human beings you'll ever know. Like in spirit, and soul. It's very warming. Whether to people close to him or to strangers. You understand? So he's one of the nicest human beings, and anybody who has crossed path with him, can testify to the same thing. So, Yeah, man. Long live D Brown,
Definitely. And even his legacy is living on through his son and his daughter the same way, as opposed as yourself, And what is it like, knowing that your dad is so influential in the music? Is it difficult, or is it just what you know?
It's what we know. There's nothing difficult to that. That's what we know, and it's an honor, especially when we're reminded. Sometimes, you know, we
Yeah.
just have day-to-day life, and you know what I mean, that's what that.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes we're reminded via, you know what I mean, other people are when we say, you know what I mean, the legacy or the work impact, you know what I mean, to places out there. But it's also bring a sense of responsibility. You know what I mean, keep you on your toes and remind yourself, well, you have a super solid foundation,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, that you're standing on, and you know what I mean, you have to play your part to, you know what I mean, maintain the integrity of that foundation that's already set. You understand? So we have to always try and be strategic and careful, you know what I mean, not to do anything that will, you know what I mean, tarnish that foundation. You know what I mean, why, you know, build upon the foundation and keep it solid.
Definitely. And, you know, I know your dad must influence you, but who else influences you?
D Brown, of course.
Yeah.
You know, people like Bob Marley. I mean, all the greats that came before me, to be honest. You know, I mean, all the greats from reggae dancehall. You have the Bob Marleys, you have the Toots, you have the Dennis Browns, you have the Shabbas, the Super Cats.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, all these people. You have the Biggies, the Tupacs, the Jay-Z's, the Nas. You have the Curtis Mayfields, the Danny Hathaways, the Stevie Wonder. So, you know, I mean, all the greats that have done it before me. Yeah.
You know, do you think reggae gets the kind of respect that it should get across the world in regards to, you know, awards and these sort of things?
As far as awards are concerned, so we definitely have the respect, you know what I mean, on the wider scale. You know what I mean, as you know, people respect the music, you know what I mean, our music is so unique and stand out from other genres. As far as awards and stuff concerned, no, I think it, you know what I mean, there's a lot more work to be done where that is concerned, but you know what I mean, we're still a growing industry, and I don't think, in all honesty, we figured out how to make it an official industry in every sense of the word. You understand? So until we figure that part out, then everything else will come into place.
Yeah. Okay. It's just because, you know, you sit and like you watch award ceremonies, and I'm thinking, wow, you know, Buju could be up there, yourself could be up there, this person, that person. Do you know what I mean? There's so many people in Jamaican music in particular that I feel are kind of underrated, you know, and I know an award don't mean everything, but it'd be nice for their names to just be mentioned.
It still counts.
Yeah.
It still counts. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
And especially knowing the influence that all little genre have, you know what I mean, out there in the world. And you know what I mean, how much it influenced other genres like the mainstream and the major selling platforms also. Knowing that, you know what I mean, our genre influence all those. So yeah, you know what I mean, it's work in progress, and you know what I mean, we anticipate it will be great and huge once we figure out, you know, all the red tape. So once we figure it out, there's no stopping us.
Okay. So when are you gonna figure it out?
It's a collective effort.
True.
I mean, it's a collective effort amongst all of us. You know what I mean? All the players in the industry and within genre. And you know what I mean? Yeah, it can't be a one man or a 2 man thing. Is a collective effort where all of we have to come together and make this work the right way. You understand?
Definitely, for real. And of course, you know, you've toured all around the world. Did loads of different tours, did loads of different things. But you know, tell the listeners what it's like to tour and what it means, the kind of effort that you have to put in, the kind of work you have to put in.
All right, so a lot of, you know what I mean, average persons, their whole concept of tours is, you know what I mean, it's just super fun, and, you know what I mean, you're on the road, and, you know, you're making a lot of money, and it's just a fun time, a fun vacay. And a lot of people don't understand the work and risk factors also that come with touring. Like, it's a lot of work. You're literally on the road living out of a suitcase or suitcases. You're most times eating horrible foods. you'll be, driving in a bus or, a car, whatever the situation is, driving for hours. You'll be driving for like 14 hours from city to city. And, by the time you get from point A to point B, you don't really have time to settle out. You literally have to just jump up and hit the stage. And then sometimes, even after doing all of that, you still have to hit back the bus and drive too.
Wow.
You know what I mean? When it's nice, it's really nice. When it's rough.
Yeah.
You get to there. But, that's the sacrifice. That's what we sign up for. Present the good music to you good people out there,
Definitely.
So you really have to love what you're doing. Yeah.
You know what? I'm happy you answered that honestly, because, as I say, we only see the outside, the kind of stage and the glitz and the glam. So it's nice to actually see from an artist's point of view what really goes on, and understand, so that we can appreciate, hopefully, the artist a bit more.
Yeah.
For real, definitely.
True.
One thing I'm loving at the minute is what I'm gonna say protege. In the case of female vibes, obviously I'm a female, so I'm bigging up the females. What's your thoughts about it? Are you gonna bring female artists on, or have you?
Yeah, I have two siblings, two sisters who are active in music. Older sister Shima. Her mom is Judy Maud, so she have the talent on both sides. But she's always active. She's been doing music professionally. She's the first sibling out of all of us to be doing music professionally, and she's always, when we're not in studio collaborating together, she's always on the road with us. Doing background vocals for us, and my dad too as well.
Yeah.
You understand? We have a younger sister, Zosha. She does the same thing. But yeah, from time to time, we always collaborate with females. I have two collaborations so far with this wicked singer called Denique. I have a track with her called Driving Me Insane, which is a fairly big song on my last album. So we're always up for collaborating with females once it makes sense. You know?
For real.
Yeah, for sure. But we love the energy that's happening right now, because there are a lot of talented females out there, and they need their voices heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And of course, they've got a strong legacy as well. You mentioned Judy Mowat, but there's so many great female artists as well that just sometimes not better, but they smash out the water, do you know what I mean? But they don't get the same kind of respect. But I hope it goes somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's a male-dominated industry, so whenever they stand out and shine, we applaud them.
Definitely. You know what? Of course, tell the listeners about your latest project, about the volumes and what's happening with them.
All right. So the latest project is the process. You understand? So rather than taking the route of a full-length album, I decided to go the route of an EP series. So I broke it down into 3 volumes, pretty much separating my different lanes and moods. So I released volume 1, the process volume 1, subtitled Lyrics Over Gimmicks. And that's, primarily like dancehall, and place emphasis on, like the title said, lyrics over gimmicks. So that's for the fans that appreciate deep lyricism. You understand? So released that one in November. Followed by volume 2 in December. So that's the process volume 2, subtitled Girl Factory. That's targeted towards the female fan base. So that's like strictly girl songs on that. And then now we're gearing up for volume 3, subtitled Rhythm Rider Style. That one is strictly rockers. Love rock and roots rock reggae. I'm pretty excited about that one. The release date for that one is March 12th.
Yes.
So look out for that. That will be a special one.
Definitely. And I've been playing the Rhythm Rider Style. Okay, I got it in my email. I've been playing it every single week on the radio, and it's a definite tune. You know what? I know you got some slack a little bit before about Girl Factory, yeah? Tell us about that, man. That name.
I won't get a slack. Just want one person sharing their personal opinion. But Yeah, that's always been my lane. My lane and formula that's been working for me over the years have been reality songs
Yeah.
and girls.
Mm.
Those are my two lanes, my two target audiences. So naturally, it's a no-brainer to dedicate one of the volumes to my
Yeah.
female fan base. You understand? So yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
For real.
You know?
And
Yeah.
one thing about you're very talented lyricist. I think you're exceptional at putting lyrics together. So I have to big you up for that. So how do you kind of go about doing that? So it's consistent, so it's not just together. How does it happen for you?
It's second nature to me, to be honest.
Okay.
I am a fan first and a student of the game.
Okay.
First and foremost. So, that just stem from me always being a fan of lyricism. So, growing up as a kid, coming up, listening to music, I'm more drawn to artists that emphasize on lyricism. So whether it's reggae, whether it's hip hop, whatever the case is, I love lyricism. You understand? So, that became second nature to me. Even when I decided to pursue music professionally,
Yeah.
I always try to keep my thing as lyrical as I possibly can. So yeah, it's something second nature to me,
For real. And
But you'll trust me, you'll be getting a lot of,
yeah.
a whole heap of lyricism on this upcoming volume. So look out.
I'm looking forward to it, definitely. And when I said to somebody I was doing this interview, they wanted to know if there's something between you and Kabaka P, because Kabaka Pyramid is a fantastic lyricist. They want to know if something's going to happen between you two, because that would be fire.
Well, you can expect us.
That means yes.
Kabaka Pyramid.
Yeah.
On Rhythm Rider Style, Volume 3.
Okay.
Yeah. A wicked track.
Okay.
So look out for that one.
You see, I know already. You see that?
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. Real recognize real, and what I mean? It's always a joy working with like-minded people. It made the process easier too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we're all on the same page, so yeah, it made the process easier.
Definitely. And there's lots of young people that lock into my show. What would you say to them? They're up and coming, they want to get into the music business. What advice could you give them?
All right, first and foremost, love the music.
Yeah.
Do not enter the music for the purpose of the music. If you're deciding to enter in music, enter the music because you genuinely love it.
Yeah.
Right? All right. Secondly, study the music. Don't just study what's in front of you now or what's current. Study what was before. Study the foundation. Study all the artists, that helped to bring it to what it is today.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, you learn a lot. And, you can apply that past knowledge to, your individual process and blue. And, just go for it. Just keep trying. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to try new things. You understand? Yeah. And study, as I said, study music and try to listen to music outside of your own genre as well. Because you learn a lot from listening to other genres,
Definitely.
So, yeah, just push on, just try and uplift the music. Try to, raise the bar as much as you can. Don't just stuck one way in a box and, always try to raise the bar. Yeah.
For real. And of course, you mentioned your song, The Process. Has it all been a process for you? How did that kind of name come about?
Well, the name it stemmed from a track I released January 2020 called The Process.
Okay.
We started the year with that song. And then, I've been releasing a string of other songs, after that. So like I said, I figured one, I didn't want those songs released last year to, fall on deaf ears, especially with the whole pandemic and all of that happening. And secondly, I figured it was, I was long overdue another full-length album or project.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided, to go the route of this EP series. And, it was a no-brainer to title the project The Process, because, the putting the EPs together and the tracks and everything together is a process. And even the breakdown of, how I approach the songs, the writing, the lyricism, the melodies, the production, all of that is a process. So it's a no-brainer, the process. Yeah.
Definitely. And what I know you've been doing music, but what else have you been doing during this kind of pandemic time?
For the most part, I've been doing music. Outside of that, it's pretty much family time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, family time, and just working on myself too. Trying to improve. I think that the pandemic, that's what it teaches a lot of us too. Give us time to reflect and do self-reflection and see how you can improve yourself, how you can improve your business, how you can, help to improve, inspire, and uplift people around you too.
Yeah.
You understand? So yeah, that's what I've been doing with my time.
Definitely. And why? Somebody else just messaged me as well. Why do people call you Chino McGregor? That's what they want to know.
All right. So backtrack to the conversation earlier when we just started the whole song.
Yeah.
I was searching for a name. And for some reason, my brethren, they gave me the name Cappuccino.
Okay.
I would assume,
Yeah.
I would assume that's, to credit that to my laid back demeanor.
Yeah.
And, as fast forward as we grow, I kind of, simplified it and, cut off the first part of it and I simplified it to Chino. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, cappuccino. Definitely.
Yeah.
For real. And it's always interesting to hear about, the older generation and what they think about this time. Did your dad ever give you kind of his thoughts about this time?
This time, and when you refer to this time, you're referring to this time with the pandemic?
Probably a little bit of both in regards to music and what he thinks about it, and also the pandemic.
His thoughts on it. I think we're pretty much on the same way, the same page, where we're just riding out the wave.
Yeah.
Hoping for the best, but still preparing. And waiting for things to go back to some form of normalcy.
Yeah.
While we're still creating and we're still using the time wisely, and enough things where Rasta been a preaching. We say all of that comes to pass at this time now too. So certain things are second nature to us too, same way. Like my dad personally, he's been doing a lot of farming, spending a lot of time on his farm in Jamaica during the whole pandemic season. So yeah.
Wow, you have to big him up for that, man, definitely. And of course, what's next for you? I know at the minute it's hard to do any live shows or anything like that, but what is your plans for the future?
I'm just working all day, all night.
Yeah.
You understand? So I'm just pushing out music right now. You understand? So everything is leading up to everything. So volume 1 leading up to volume 2, volume 2 leading up to volume 3. And after volume 3, we'll be dropping a mixtape. That's the ship tape. Then after the ship tape, then we'll be dropping the Great Minds Think Alike project. That's a collaborative album with myself and my brother Stephen, the genius. That's me and him performing together on every track on that project.
Yeah.
And just more music. You know what I mean? And God willing, the place open up back soon. You'll see us on a stage near you too.
Definitely. Yeah. I can't wait for you to come to the UK and smash it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I miss the UK. I miss the fish and chips over there.
Oh, gosh. But you won't miss the cold. It's freezing here now at the minute. It's so cold.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it, but
Okay.
you know,
For
it's
real.
what it is.
And you know,
Yeah.
how can people go and get these mixtapes? How can they go about getting it?
Oh, the EPs, everything. You can find them on all digital platforms. So everywhere, every digital platforms, it's there and available for you to download, to stream, to buy, whatever. All the visuals. You can head to Chino McGregor Vivo and you can check out all the videos. Make sure you subscribe to, like, and share. You don't know. Outside of that, social media, everything is Chino McGregor. So that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, everything Chino McGregor. CHINOMCGREGOR.
Yeah, already I've done that. Definitely.
All right.
And of course,
Thanks.
you know, we're coming to the last little bit of the interview for now. But would you be up for singing a little something for us?
Sure, why not?
Okay, when you're ready, man.
Well, I've been riding rhythm for a long time. I've been a rhythm rider for a long time. Long time. Long time. Rhythm rider style. Yeah. And the rhythm rider style. Watch this style now. Ride with him now and him ride with him. Chino Aga show them how to ride with him. One case of Guinness, case of Heineken. Sit like to kick it off, let the vibes begin. Hey gate man, beg you let me hydrate it. From Chino in the dance, the girl them finding him. Me there with the half black, half Chinese thing. Girl tick up like she reside inside the gym. Thief in the dance, no matter fight with him. Cause he sit me up design for pies skin. Music album a drop. Like we fly the pin, back to the chorus I begin. So me sing, well I've been riding rhythm for a long time. I've been a rhythm rider for a long time. Long time, long time. Rhythm rider style, and the rhythm rider style. Chino.
Wow. Wow, definitely big up for that every time. But you know what? I can't let you go without saying one with me in it. You know that, innit? DJ Kat, come on, man. When you're ready.
Say that again.
I said I can't let you go without saying a little something with my name in it.
So okay, DJ Kat.
Yeah.
Ready?
Okay, why you just like that? It's just ready, man. When you're ready.
Hey, DJ Kat been playing big tune for a long time. DJ Kat a play enough big tune for a long time. Long time. Long time in a DJ Kat style, yeah. Me say a DJ Kat style. Yo, you know the thing going on, China represent and endorse DJ Kat all day, every day. Play a big tune, you know the thing go.
Wow, you know what? It's a legendary tune. Already everybody's gonna hear about this tune from me, definitely. And of course,
There we go.
keep doing what you're doing. I know you are gonna anyway, but just keep doing what you're doing, and it's a big up from me every time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, and I hope one day we get to meet physically. That would be amazing.
Yeah, man, we will.
Definitely.
It will happen, you know?
Of course. And you know what? Send my blessings to your family, and I hope everyone stays safe and well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you
man.
Too. Stay safe too. Big up the whole UK, massive.
Blessings. Keep safe as well, yeah? Bless up.
Right.
Every time. Speak soon.
Bless.
Bless.